That special someone is out there. You just have to ask God, because I wasn't expecting, like I said, my husband, and he was not my type. But I gave him a chance, and he showed me that he was my type. He does exist. Let's not give up hope. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to piggyback off of something that Monica said about not settling. How many of you all think that you have settled in a relationship or have dated someone that you should have not dated because you all didn't have the right personality match, or you thought that that person wasn't your type? How many of us get so hung up on that type that we actually miss what God has for us? We have to stop thinking that, oh, this is my type. That's my type of man. That's my type of woman. You don't have a type. You don't know what God has for you, but you saying, oh, that's not my type. Monica would have missed out on her husband and she would have went with her type or what she thought was her type. These are those barriers that we place. We say, oh, we want this in a relationship. We want that in a relationship. And then when you get it, you don't know what the heck to do with it because you never had it in the first place. So when you don't have something, you don't know what to do with it. And then the relationship gets messed up because you are not having the same priorities. You're not having your needs met because this type that you think you want doesn't even have the qualities that you want. What are the qualities that you want in that relationship? Do you want somebody that you can trust? Do you want somebody that you can talk to? Do you want somebody that shows you love by giving you gifts, taking you places? What's your love language? Do you know what that is? Do you know what your spouse's or your mate's love language is? Did you even take the time to get to know that person? Most people, when they start dating, they're not thinking about, oh, I want to get married. They're trying to get into bed. Even at over 50, you still have people that are just trying to connect physically instead of getting to know you or getting to know you as a person instead of an object. We all need love, but we need a special type of love, not just that getting in the bed and that's it. That's not what you need. You need a deeper connection. So in order to have that, you can't have those barriers. And sometimes we have those barriers because of past relationships that we've been in. And we put up that guard so that we don't get hurt again. We shut ourselves off to where we don't even want someone to get to know us because we're afraid of getting hurt. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid that that person's going to run from the person that we truly are and not that mask that we put on when we first start dating. We all put on a mask when we first start dating. Why? Because we're supposed to put our best foot forward, right? But nobody's going to want me if they know when I go to sleep at night that I have a green mask on my face. Or that I pass gas whenever I feel like it, you know? Those are negative qualities that some people don't accept. But they have to accept who you are for what you are. And once you get a certain age, you kind of set in your ways, right? But why is that? If you've been doing the same thing and you're getting the same result that you don't want, but you keep doing the same thing, that means that you may have to change something. Because when I'm talking about doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that's the clinical definition of insanity. None of you all look insane to me. even though you don't know what that looks like. You know, grace comes in many forms. But I'm saying this to say that sometimes we have to look within to see what damage or trauma from our lives that may be impacting our future relationships. So I'm going to do a little experiment. Can I have 3 volunteers, please? It's easy. I'm just going to ask you to hold a cup. That's all I want you to do is hold the cup. Can I get 1 man to come hold the cup?
Might be too heavy.
You never know. You never know. You know what's happening. So, does anybody have a pen, an ink pen, or something hard that can be put, like a screw or something? So you have a pen? Okay, keep that. Let me see this time. Use your pen. Can you use this part of the pen to? So, what I'm going to do is have these individuals, I'm going to say some things, and they're going to use their cups, and if you experience this, I want you to put a hole in that cup. Every time you experience it.
I ain't telling nothing. No.
If it's, and if it was something that caused a lot of stress, make a larger hole. If it was little stress, make a little hole. How many on this stage were born with no developmental delays? You had a nice, healthy birth. And no, don't put a hole in there if you...
Oh, yeah, I had a healthy birth.
Okay. How many of did you experience any sexual abuse as a child? Punch a hole. Did you experience your parents going through conflict in their relationship? Punch a hole. If you had siblings and you were in constant conflict with each other, punch a hole. If you come from a single family household, punch a hole. If you experienced death as a child, someone that you know and love, as a child, when you were a child, punch a hole. If you went through a bad breakup during high school, punch a hole. If you had a strained relationship with your mother, punch a hole. If you didn't have a good relationship with your father, punch a hole. If you're divorced, punch a hole. Okay. So, all these experiences are traumatic experiences, and they actually impact how we interact with others and our relationships. So, if you have a poor relationship, your cup is constantly leaking out. There's nothing left for you. And when your cup is empty, what do you have to give?
Nothing.
Come forward, Dharma. So these two ladies' cups are totally empty. Dharma's cup is still running. So if you can see, when you have a healthy relationship, you have more to pour into the other person as well as yourself. But when you have trauma, you have nothing to give. Why? Because you're empty. You ought to have a seat.